Well, in your capacity, not only as an author, but your other career of essentially a key businessman in the Far East, whether, and it's interesting you use the word, you bring an international flavor. I'm thinking, I believe you've been involved with business enterprises of top shelf ice cream in Hong Kong and petroleum in Burma. So, are you recognized as Jay Tunney's son when you've had business dealings in the Far East?
No. Thank God. Thank God for that. No, they recognized me as an American entrepreneur who was coming with a formula that they didn't have, and a bit of capital and that they didn't have, and ability to speak the English language, which they mostly didn't have. Now that was in the 1960s and 70s and 1980s, and a little bit of the early 1990s also. I was over there. So they were interested in me, not because I was Jay Tunney's son, but because I had those advantages, those assets that I brought, and I learned from them. It was a very broadening experience. I learned from them a thing called patience, and I learned from them also a thing that Dad had first taught me, and they reinforced it, is that you, no matter what the circumstances, you never give up, and that means do or die. That's a heck of a philosophy, but that's what they taught me over there, and that's why I'm always looking over there to see them coming, and we have a lot to contend with and a lot to learn from them. They have a great culture, the Confucian culture, and we have a lot to learn from it. And I'm very glad I spent so many years over there. They're powerful opponents in the business world. They really are.
I'm curious with regards to you mentioning a lesson that your dad instilled in you. I'm curious, what was it like, family dinners? What was the topic of discussion, per se?
The topics were world affairs. I should mostly say that. Dad always wanted one thing for his children. There were 3 boys and a girl, and he wanted education, the thing he was denied. And he wanted us to have it. Not to be a boxer, not to be another prize fighter. Thank you. One in the family is enough. Get out there and just get an education, fit yourself into society, and as a professional, which would be the best he felt in some way, and be happy, raise a family, and be normal. Don't go through what I had to go through, which is pushing up from being the son of a stevedore on the docks of Greenwich Village, New York, and charged through social barriers, crashed through one social barrier after another to get ahead, to get up in society, forcing me to reinvent myself every time, to recreate myself every time. That was that's a heck of a life to have led. Well, Shaw led the same life. He was a nobody when he started. He was an Irish immigrant to England. And he was absolutely nobody. He had to do exactly the same thing. And that's where his philosophy of the life force, of being a Superman, charging ahead, came from. It's just that. And then when he finally got to the top, and that was no easy thing, to be an Irish immigrant and go all the way to the top of society in England. That was a tough thing, especially when you espouse socialism. That was really so. But he did it. He did it. He did it with a wonderful sense of humor and a wonderfully great character and a saintly approach to everybody. In real life, it doesn't come out always that way in his writing. It doesn't.
We're at the 30-second mark of our episode here, and Jay, I'd love you to come back to talk more about the Prizefighter and the Playwright, and I hope that we can do that.
I'd be very happy to, John. I can tell you.
There are so many more questions I want to put to you, and I hope we can do that.
Well, thank you so much. appreciate it very much.
Well, I want to thank you for taking us beyond the game today. And this is John Vorperian wanting to say thank you for sharing time with us. Looking forward to seeing you soon. Take care for now.